Let's do this. Welcome to The Moral Compass, where we navigate life's big questions with honesty, truth, and a deep commitment to helping all beings. I'm Mito, Mito, and this podcast is about exploring ethics, current events, and choices that shape our world. Whether you're here for meaningful discussions, fresh perspectives, or just some thought-provoking conversation, I'm glad you're tuning in. So, who am I? Before we dive into topics, and actually, before I even begin the podcast, this is sort of an intro. I want to introduce myself. First, I've always believed in truth, honesty, and just being a good person with strong ethics, and I've tried to live my life guided by these moral principles. However, let's be real, life is complicated. Um, One of the biggest challenges I've been facing lately is health issues. Not with me, but it's personal with my wife. She's been diagnosed with breast cancer. It's come back, and this is very difficult. Where she's going through chemo again. It's triple negative breast cancer, and that is the worst kind you can get. Stage 3, as far as females breast cancer goes. But she handled it the first time really good, and and it's been about a month since it's returned, and she's been doing great so far, handling everything so far. And on top of that, like everybody, out there, at least the audience I want to target, dealing with financial pressures. I'm broke all the time. Um, Everything's more expensive, and it's just a struggle to balance everything. And I know I'm not alone in this. Life is full of challenges, and all of us are trying to figure things out. And that's why I'm starting this podcast, um, to have open, honest discussions about things that matter, from my own personal struggles to the largest issues that's shaping our world today. So that's kind of what this podcast is about, what you can expect from it. At its core, it's about exploring ethics, values, and tough choices, decisions we all face. But it's not just a philosophical podcast, so to say, because I want to talk about the real world. I want to talk about current events. I want to talk about, um, technology, AI, UFOs, and all kinds of different stuff. But I also want to talk about how we stay true to ourselves and our values in difficult times. I want to talk about what it means to be a good person in today's world, and how do we balance, our personal survival and helping others. And one important thing which affects everybody I want to talk about is how you have to work, how you have financial survival, money, how that plays a big part of all of our lives, the ethics behind it, and um, how we handle that. I want to talk about the role of honesty in today's world, uh, relationships, work, society, and online. Um, and beyond that, I want to dive into current events, the current stories shaping our society right now. So I'll look at the politics and the ethical side of it, but I'll look at all sides of it: business, technology, culture, the news basically. And I want to break it down ask the tough questions, and kind of explore what it really means for us as individuals and as a society. Nothing is off limits with this podcast. Whether it's a major political decision, a breakthrough in AI, debate on free speech or culture, or um, Trump in the Oval Office and how that's affecting everybody. And I want to have those discussions. And as this podcast grows, sorry about that. I don't know what that was, an error. I hope to bring on guests with different perspectives to challenge and expand our thinking. I know, and why does this matter? Life can sometimes feel overwhelming. It really can be. It is overwhelming. We all struggle, and we're all trying to make sense of things right now. I mean, what a strange world we live in. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on. And what do you do? How do you do the right thing when all this weird stuff is going on? Who do you believe? You know, uh, especially if you watch social media. Who do you believe? And that's what I want to get into also. It's just chaos out there, but I believe that by thinking deeply about our values, having open discussions, we can make better choices, and not just for ourselves, but for people around us, for everybody who affects our lives. And I don't claim to have all the answers. In fact, I don't think I have any answers. And we'll get into that also. But it is about telling you, or helping you, or guiding. That's the best word. I want to guide you. And I want to be a guide to help kind of explore all this stuff and all these questions. And that's my hope. And my hope is that these conversations can just sharpen our own moral compass and find some clarity in our lives. And that's about it. So that's a little about me and what the Moral Compass podcast is all about. It's going to be audio only, at least for now. And, I was going to do video and audio, but I think I'm just going to start with audio for now and go from there. And I am really excited to start this journey. And I really hope you'll come along and listen. And if this resonates with you, if you think you're going to listen, or if you do listen, because this is just kind of a first episode, that's kind of an intro. So if you think you're going to like it, please subscribe or add me to your library, or however it works with how you listen to podcasts. And share it. Have people listen to this intro and see if they're going to like it. And then I want you to post a comment, or like it, or share it, or do whatever you can to kind of push me to do this, because I don't know if there's a lot of podcasts out there that talk about this stuff. I'm sure there are. But this is, if this resonates with you, if my voice resonates with you, or if this sounds like something you're going to listen to, it would be really helpful if you could share it with people so it can grow into a community. And I'll discuss kind of my reasons why, but there's a reason, and it's not for listenership. It's not for it's to create a family, to build a family, but also to kind of I don't know how to explain it, but I believe we're all connected in this world. We are all connected, and in this society, um, and it would help all of us kind of, I don't know, connect mentally somehow. I don't know what I'm saying there. But that's kind of why, the main reason why I want you to share this. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I know your time is very important. So I'm gonna stop here in just a minute. And I plan on also adding or doing something out of the White House, not out of the White House, but playing something from what Donald Trump is doing today. And right now, the current things going on with him. So I'm going to play a little clip right here, just here at the end, just so you have an idea of what I mean. And I don't know if this is a negative thing or a positive thing, but it's it's where Zelensky, Vladimir Zelensky, who is the leader of Ukraine, goes to the White House and talks to Trump and JD Vance. And I just have a little clip prepared just to that I want to talk about just for a second here. So I'm going to play it because I don't want this to be too long. So here we go.
People, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do
So
it.
he's talking to JD Vance
What
right
kind
now,
of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
Zelensky looks angry and just has kind of his arms folded.
Bringing people into your military, and do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during.
So that's kind of a where I'll be going with this podcast. I'll be playing things like that at the end and discussing it because I do think this plays a huge role in all of our lives and how it affects us and how, these are two politicians trying to work out a deal to stop a war that is destroying many lives. And we, as a society and as a group, really need to work on becoming more involved and connected with all these things that affect us, but we want to do it in a positive way. And we want to do it in a meaningful way. And Zelensky, the way he was acting was in a very negative, very bad way, very argumentative, very defensive. And he's at the White House, so, he's probably very uncomfortable there. Not that I'm making excuses for him because, the war is over there. And he needs to do something about it, and that's why he's there. But instead of doing something about it, he's arguing with the people who will help him, who are there to help put an end to this war. And they go on to discuss it. And in the end, Trump kicks Zelensky out of the White House pretty much, or Zelensky storms off. But the media is portraying it as Trump kind of kicking him out. And they don't come to anything. It was just an ego clash between Trump, Zelensky, and even JD Vance. And this thick-headedness, we need to put an end to this. And we need to, I hate making these proclamations or whatever, these stupid things, but we all really need to get along. And that's what this show, The Moral Compass, will be about. Working towards that goal of humanity working together. Because one thing, and I'll end it with this, is that in the Constitution of the United States, in the end, Jefferson wrote, we want to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everyone has the right to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that's a great saying, but I disagree with that. And I think instead of happiness, oh man, I just lost the word I want to use. But instead of happiness, it should be life, liberty, and the pursuit of togetherness, of of all of us getting together. And even if we disagree with each other, even if we have our own beliefs and opinions, instead of angrily and violently or destructively, or where it affects the normal citizens of your country, or affects the people in your lives, we need to pursue real, true, we need to. Oh, I apologize. I cannot think of the word right now that I was going for. But it's like a unity, a solidarity, camaraderie, however you want to put it, harmony. I can't think of the dang word though. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Thank you. Please share with anybody. Leave a comment. I'm going to have this in many platforms, but I will check iTunes and I will check Spotify and I will check. I will check most of the platforms that this gets put on, or all of them, I should say, if for any comments or anything. But I will, in my description of this podcast, I'll put an email address that you can contact me at as well. Let me know if this is something I should pursue, or if this is something that sounds interesting to you. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much for listening, and have a great rest of your day, evening, night, whatever it is. And I just want to let you know that I am your friend, and I am a person who really hopes everybody has success, meaning in their lives.